Preview.
Are you feeling the nostalgia, my friend? Back in the front studio where we started.
Glad to be here. I like this better. You like the other one.
The beginnings of the Mainline Marlins podcast. We've gone 70. Today will be 76 shows.
You like it back in the basement.
I like it back there. Yeah. Yeah. The darkness, the brooding kind of.
Speaking of the darkness,
we're in it right now.
I was asking somebody if they were watching NBA basketball, and you know what the response was?
What?
Yeah, because I don't want to watch Marlins.
Oh, man. Brutal. Listen, it doesn't get. Look, we're on a 6-game, 7. I can't even.
6-game losing streak.
6 games, 7 out of the last 8. And right now, the bats that need to be performing are not. The guy when we were on that first road trip, you saw Jesus's bat light up. You saw Duvall's bat light up. Now, it's completely the opposite. Those guys both go 0 for 4. And
well, I want to back up.
Hassan Diaz is batting like 116.
When I saw you this morning, I want you to go back to what I said. I said, what's wrong?
Yeah.
You gave a great response. The wrong guys are slumping at the wrong time.
That's exactly right. The Duvall's, the Jesus Aguilars, the Corey Dickersons, those guys are in trouble.
It's interesting because talking earlier with somebody else, they said, let's just start with this. We can't score 3 runs.
No.
So, I mean, we can score 3 runs. We can't score more than 3 runs.
Right.
So you got that. So as soon as you're at 3-2,
yeah.
And then now, I don't know what has happened with these relievers. It's a redux of last year.
Yeah. And what really is crazy is that, like, in the beginning, I was like, Bass, he's terrible. And, he came back and he figured it out.
Yeah.
And while he was sucking, Dylan Floro rose to the occasion. Now the tables have turned, and now it's Dylan Floro who ended up blowing that game last night for us.
And I think part of this too is it's, I don't, listen, a hit's a hit, but it's not like they're getting Texas League singles and putting together stuff. Like, they are blasting our relievers. I mean,
to the track
shots.
Or out.
It's just,
it sucks.
It sucks.
Yeah. And then on top of that, you have stupid mistakes. Now, granted, Jazz not playing his natural position, which is shortstop, playing second base, made some mistakes last night. And it's things like that add up, especially when you're not getting run support for the guy that you put out there to start. Eleazar starts yesterday.
Gets hurt.
The very first game back. And now he's out indefinitely with a quad. So, I mean, that's a guaranteed 10-day IL. So we lose that guy again, who was pitching pretty well, 6 strikeouts through 6, only 1 earned run during that time. So,
yeah, not a lot of bright spots.
No, not at all
right now.
No, it is National Donut Day though, and I just reemerged from Mojo Donut. There's several locations around Miami, but that place is ridiculous, and you could actually become or go into a diabetic coma just looking at that at the case.
Definitely check it out. I
swung by our betters for a couple chili dogs. So.
Yeah, that's
with
it.
The owner.
What do you order when you go to our betters?
Oh, I do the MOC, mustard, onions, chili on a soubrette. That's the only way to do it. That's the classic.
Yeah, no, it's the yes.
But then one of the ones that you delivered the other day was really good, which was cheese, bacon bits on the top.
I saw that one. Bacon bits. And anyway, I gotta tell you, it was classic our betters. It wasn't just a few bacon bits. It was
like the whole like the little jar you get to put on your salad. The whole thing was poured out. It was the entire jar. It was. I was like, wow, that's an instant heart attack. It was
good. You ate that one?
Yeah, that's all funny. Of it. Yeah, and wish I had more.
I drove by before you go. Yeah, and then I drove by the other day and I saw the Nathans. They put up a Nathans. That Nathan's looks like it cost like $5 million to build.
Yeah. And they're not selling anything because Arbetters is the king.
I know. Why?
We're driving by. What's funny is we pick up Dave Arbetter to go to the Mojo Donut thing. And we're driving past Nathan's. And as we are, Arbetter's like, shield your eyes. Shield your eyes. Don't look at Medusa. Don't look at Medusa.
I love it.
You'll turn to stone.
I love the Ulysses. That's
oh my God.
Reference, the Odyssey reference.
Yeah. So yeah.
Shield your eyes.
Shield your eyes. Don't look at. So yeah, I didn't look over and and I went right directly to Arbetters and had 2 chili dogs. That place was packed. But we got, VIP service, backdoor entrance. Yeah. So
Yeah, well, that's when Grant Miller does not wait in any lines in this town
ever. even if they tell him he has to wait in line, he does not. He does definitely not. So I know you missed yesterday and would have loved to have been here, but I interviewed Jose Malia from Biscayne Bay Brewing, talked about the Marlins thing, talked about what they're doing at the post office, the old post office downtown, and some projects and things, and how that whole business got started and where he thinks it's going. And man, super exciting.
Super exciting. Interview. He's an awesome dude. Exciting things happening. And it's interesting because you talk about positively impacting Miami and making money at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, he's got a productive business. He's employing people.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, like I met him years ago when they had pre-pandemic.
Right.
We would do our book club at one of those brewery locations he had in Doral.
Oh, cool.
And
the tap
as you know, I don't drink beer. I mean, I don't drink.
Right.
And I loved going. The food was amazing. The tap room was cool. It was just a cool place to be. And I didn't see him talk yesterday about opening up besides the post office. Is there anywhere else they're looking at? Yeah,
they're talking about another in a hotel, 5-star hotel up in Fort Lauderdale, and then some other things. So
he's got a lot cooking.
He's on the move. And that was a really interesting interview. And then we ended up doing a Instagram contest to give away some beer and some swag that he brought in, ones that I didn't confiscate first, obviously. Right. But yeah, how can I be the spokesperson for it if I'm not fully invested?
Fully decked out.
Fully invested. But here's a surprise that I was waiting to tell you this just for this show because I knew it was going to be kind of a downer show because we're on a skid a little bit. Is next weekend is the Bahamian Heritage game.
Yes.
Which is Saturday the 13th or 12th. And I'm going to have the Deputy Prime Minister from the Bahamas, who is going to be over here for the game, and a Marlins executive, both coming, one in studio, one in via stream.
Good job.
To talk about the impact, celebrating Bahamian heritage in baseball.
Oh, so cool.
So I'm going to have to do some history, learn some history on it. What is the impact Jazz Chisholm is having over there and getting people excited about baseball and just the whole experience? And so that's going to be a cool interview. Yeah.
That's going to be cool. You know, I got to tell you something. I've spent a lot of time in the Bahamas, working in the Bahamas. And when you watch ZNS, they call it ZNS, Z. I grew up in Canada. That's how we said Z, by the way. ZNS is the local news there. And it's a great local newscast. And then they would always do like the softball and the baseball scores.
Right.
People don't think of the Bahamas, like, in Nassau, they're playing really competitive baseball. Clearly they're producing these athletes. There's a guy for the Mets, and I can't remember his name. I'll look it up. He was a cousin of someone I knew, and he was the fastest man in Major League Baseball at the time, a couple of years ago.
Oh, wow.
So I'll look it up.
But a Bahamian.
We'll be up to speed on our Bahamian ball players.
Because it's going to be sometime later in the week because the game is on Saturday, and they're going to be flying over, I think, Friday night or Friday afternoon. But yeah, we're going to get the Deputy Prime Minister of the Bahamas. I don't even know. I'm going to have to learn the protocol and whatever the, the different ways to, announce his presence,
right?
His eminency.
Correct title.
Yeah, exactly. And
that's
all
awesome.
So that's for next week. So looking forward to that. We're also going to be, obviously, next week will be a full week. So we'll have a mashup / milkshake Monday. Matt with Madam G, Gabby, and then Tuesday we're who knows what. Wednesday, obviously we need Wednesday.
Taco Tuesday. We got to
come up maybe Coyo or Talavera. Both I know the guys at Talavera, and actually Bernie Matz knows the chef at Coyo, the guy that owns Coyo. So that could be a fun one. Weenie Wednesday, Thursday, which will be another deal with Jose Malia and Biscayne Bay, and then Friday we'll probably end up. Thursday or Friday, we'll end up interviewing one of the guys from the Bahamas, and the Marlins, which will be super cool because I think, there are a lot of Bahamians here in Miami that just like when I went to the game, the Nicaraguan USA game. Since then, we've dominated that upper group and going to the super group with the real teams now. But there's just a craziness when you got a guy like Jazz Chisholm that's just so electrifying and so awesome. And just puts a spark in that whole clubhouse and in the dugout and on the field. So, I think that the Bahamian culture, the Bahamian people here in Miami are going to be super excited for that game to get some recognition, that long-deserved recognition in sport for sure.
Cool.
All right, so big week next week. We're going to finish the series against the Bucks on Sunday. Tonight, it's Cody Poteet going. And then Monday, we have to go back to Boston from Pittsburgh to finish that. So it would be nice to take the next 3 from the Pirates and go into Boston with some momentum.
I'm not a betting person, but I would bet the next 3. This is a bad team. We got to storm back. The guys got to be doing some. This is one of those things where it's like, I have sometimes these moments in a law practice where you just like you sit there and I'm actually at one of these points right now where I literally I have nothing to look forward to.
Right.
Like, it's just nothing but hard work, difficult tasks. Fighting my way out of all this stuff, and that's where the Marlins
pleadings,
are.
Briefs,
but that's where the Marlins are. There's nothing for them to look for. There's no days off.
17 in a row.
There's nothing but a murderer's row coming your way.
Yeah,
and it's like sometimes that's when you do your best stuff because it's like, what are you gonna do? That's it, and you just gotta bear down. Right. And I think the Marlins, I think they're embarrassed. They've lost games in ways that they should not be losing. Yeah, and this is a Bucks team that we should be beating.
Yeah, the last 2 games we lost in the last 2 innings basically of the game when we had the game, the win in hand, and just let it slip away because of either poor selection by Stottlemyre on who to put in there or just lack of execution by the guy on the mound.
I was working in my office and I have the game on the background and I let out, whatever expletive that I let out, and my daughter walks in and is like, "What's the matter, Poppy?" And I just I point to the thing. And she looks at the score. She's like, "Oh, we're losing 5-3." Like, yeah, we lost 5-3.
Yeah, bummer. But
6 wins away.
We still got another.
We were 6 outs away. Again.
Yep. And now we're 6 games back and basically a tie for last place in the division. It wasn't too long ago that we were sitting in the back talking about, we're only a game out if we just do some things against the Mets, and it just didn't materialize. So the injuries continue to plague the Marlins, and lack of execution from the bullpen is hurting us because we can't get any run production from the guys that we really need to get it from. So hoping Duvall and Aguilar and Cooper, Dickerson, that these guys step up. Hassan Diaz probably should go back to Jacksonville, and we bring up somebody else.
Who hit the home run last night where they were looking at the
Marte
fan interference?
Was that in the Marte home run? No, he didn't have one.
Was that last night where the guy reached over but it wasn't interference?
No, it was not.
That wasn't Dickerson or Duvall?
No, neither one of them. Yeah,
maybe it was Marte.
Anyway, pretty sad when the stands. If you looked at the stands at PNC Park, one of the ballparks is a beautiful place.
Oh, that's great.
To see it looked worse than a Marlins game. Like how sparsely attended that game was, poorly attended, but they still came out with a win. Not regardless of whether the fans are coming out. They're in the bottom. They're in the basement of the league. No fans coming out, and they still managed to come up with a win. That's got to be troubling, not only for Mattingly and the team, but I mean, it's kind of for fans disappointing that we can't close these close ones out that we should. And we're had the best differential of any of the other teams. If you look at the record we should have based on the wins and losses, based on the differential in those wins and losses, we're in first place. Yeah. So it's about closing those games out and giving run support to these pitchers that are doing the best they can. And look, Cody Poteet's had a couple really good outings. Hopefully he has another one tonight, and we flip the M, man. We need it big time. All right, episode 76, National Donut Day. Congratulations to Mojo. They actually had a proclamation by the city of Miami, or maybe the county, that not only is it national, it's now National Mojo Donut and Fried Chicken Day in Miami. Hilarious. June, what is it? June what? 4th, 3rd? There you go. All right, people, let's flip the M. Go fish.
Preview.